What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and get ready to join the conversation. Uh, as always, my friends, thank you for joining us for another great episode. This is episode 287. That's right, 287. Thank you for taking 1 hour of your precious time to tune in to the program, where you can just kick back, join the convo. We discuss a little bit of everything from politics, pop culture, sports, you name it. We keep y'all informed, we keep you entertained, and we just keep you guys obviously in the loop of things, stuff that's going on in our society, and whether if it's a local circuit, nationwide, worldwide, across the social media spectrum. Hey, look, we love to keep you informed and get you thinking, right? Just get you thinking. And we got a lot of conversations, a lot of topics to discuss on today's show. So much to tap into. But before I move forward, look, as always, I gotta acknowledge our the variety of platforms that you can check us out on, like the one and only Goatverse TV. That's right. You can find us on Goatverse TV. Uh, Download the Goatverse TV app right now if you haven't. We are excited to join this amazing growing network. You can download it on the App Store, the Google Play Store for all you Android users out there. You can also download it on Roku or Amazon Fire, so we can watch this in the small screen right in your hand, or in the large screen, TV screen in your home. It's a growing network full of amazing content. I happen to be one of those content personalities on there. Obviously, you can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show, but you can also tune into shows like the Bare Naked Truth Pod. Oh yeah, you can check out uh music videos from some of the rising stars in the world of music. You can check out documentaries. It's an amazing platform, as I mentioned before, and you know how, look, cable television is long gone. Streaming is where it's at. And guess what? Oh, I'm telling you how great this app is. Guess what? It's free. All you have to do is just download, man. It's free, no hidden fees, none of that stuff. Just it's free and in the palm of your hands, in the palm of wherever you're at. Goatverse TV. Again, that is Goatverse TV. Want to thank them for being just a great partnership, man. A great partnership. I've been so excited since signing up with them, with joining the network, and I'm very thrilled of the great stuff we have in store for you with Goatverse. Also, you can listen to us wherever you get your podcast, whether that's iHeartRadio, Apple, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast. You can tune into the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also watch us, as I mentioned, on Goatverse TV. You can also watch us on the streaming platforms of YouTube and Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. And also, we can be heard. We can be heard with our friends over in the Metro Atlanta area, WDJY 99.1 FM. Monday through Fridays, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Arrington Gavin Show. So that's right, y'all. We on the radio airwaves, we're on the podcast platforms, streaming platforms, digital streaming, you name it. The Arrington Gavin Show is growing, my friends. We are a growing program. Also, look, social media platforms. You're on them. I know you are. Go ahead and follow us on Instagram, Blue Sky, X, or Substack at the Arrington Gavin Show. You can follow, if you have them all. Follow us on all those platforms. Or if you happen to be just on a few of those, or a couple, or just one, hey, the Arrington Gavin Show. The Arrington Gavin Show. I truly appreciate that, my friends. Let's see what else we got going on. Let's go ahead and start off with our fun fact, and then we're gonna get going. From there, shouting out some of our supporters, and then we're gonna head to a quick commercial break. So, on today's fun fact, if you are familiar with the game show, the long-running game show Wheel of Fortune, that during my era, I remember it was Pat Sajak and Vanna White. Vanna White was like the white version of Kiki Shepard. Now, for all you, for all y'all Apollo fans out there, y'all know exactly who Kiki Shepard was back when it was Steve Harvey and the box fade, which I still question to be, was that his real hair or was that fake all along? I don't know. Anyway, you had when it was time to announce the winner, who was in second place, you had Kiki Shepard. Kiki Shepard was tall, dark, beautiful woman, always wearing a amazing outfit, and she didn't have to say a word, but you know, put her hand over her head. Who's going? Who's leaving? Again, sort of like that's what I said. Vanna White is our, is the black version of, I mean, excuse me, is the white version of Kiki Shepard, because Vanna White has been on this show since 1982, y'all. First of all, she looks great for her age. But the fun fact, because I'm kind of stretching it now, the fun fact is, did y'all know that Vanna White, longtime host of Wheel of Fortune, revealed that she works approximately 34 days, not a quarter, all right? Not every 6 months, a year. 34 days each year. 34 days. So it says here that during these filming sessions, the production team tapes 6 episodes a day. All right, 6 episodes a day. This efficient schedule allows the show to maintain its frequent broadcasts while limiting the number of actual filming days. Smart, but it's like 6 episodes a day. I know the show is on what, half an hour. Not trying to say it's easy and all, but obviously you have your host that reads off cards. He's busy building relationships with guests. They read questions. They do this. They do that. I'm sorry, Vanna, but Vanna got the best damn job that in America right now, or since 1982. Because Vanna, she has there's a few film clips where she's in a remote location, that a location that's maybe a vacation prize in the game, but most of the time she's just like she's tapping a screen that's already pre-tapped. It's not a touch screen. Like I never ever I don't understand. It's interesting though. But it says here that yeah, she's been on Wheel of Fortune since 82, uh along with Pat Sajak until he retired in June of 2023, which he was replaced by Ryan Seacrest. Like he can use any more jobs. Jeez. Give some of these other rising stars a freebie, man. I mean, Ryan Seacrest on everything. American Idol. He had a radio show. He was on the hosting the red carpets. He was on what is it? Kelly and Ryan for a minute. I mean, it's just like the man he does the New Year's Eve specials. He does it all. I need to talk with his agent. That's what I need to do. I need to talk with his agent. It says here, okay, despite the White continues to be iconic presence, having worn over 8,000 different dresses during her tenure. Now, by the way, 34. She works 34 days. She works 34 days each year. 34 days each year. Let me give you her salary. It says here that the annual salary undergo changes recent years, but in 18 years from 2005 to 2023, she earned approximately $3 million per year. $3 million, y'all, to just walk, smile, and tap a screen. Mm, mm, mm. Must be nice. And you work, once again, I'm bring that number again, works 34 days each year. Yeah. Now reports has actually said currently her salary is around 10 million annually. So that went up. I mean, hey, go get that money, girl. Go get that money. All right, my friends, that was your fun fact of the day. Let's go ahead and let's pay some bills real quick. Let's go ahead. We're some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin Show, like our friends over at Ingenious Gin. That's right, my friends over at Ingenious Gin. Looking for a spirit as bold and refined as you. Introducing Ingenious Gin, crafted with precision, infused with exotic botanicals, and balanced for the perfect sip every time. Whether you're savoring it neat or mixing the ultimate gin and tonic or shaking up a classic cocktail, Ingenious Gin is your ticket to a moment of pure sophistication. Experience ingenuity in every drop. Find Ingenious Gin at your favorite store or online today. Make sure you have to be 21 or older to purchase. And also do me a huge favor, my friends. Please Drink responsibly. 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 I think you get the message. Responsibly. All right, my friends. Look, we'll be right back with some more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you after these commercial breaks.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up. Yeah, that's that new Goat Verse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, my friends, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Well, look, before we get going with some of our topics, look, let's have a Black Excellence Report. We haven't done that in a minute. Let's go ahead and let me go on and share this Black Excellence Report in my personal opinion. I don't know if y'all have heard, but Eddie George is a long time he's not been inducted in the Hall of Fame if I'm mistaken, but he was known for being the star running back for the Tennessee Titans. I think at one point it was the Houston Oilers, and then it became Tennessee Titans. Phenomenal athlete. I think he had a career around 9 seasons with the organization. Since retiring, he's been doing other projects, but one of his most notable things is being a head coach in college football. He was initially the long running pretty successful football coach at Tennessee State University, an HBCU. And I want to say here, so for the past 4 seasons, he's been at the realm of Tennessee State. So it says here that the Tigers were 9-13 in his first 2 seasons before moving to 6-5 in 2023 and then jumping to 9-4 in 2024. So obviously a good increase. Tennessee State made the FCS playoffs a season ago after trying for first in the Big South OVC, but lost in his first round to Montana. Now, native of Philly, legend obviously in the Ohio State era, because that's where he played college football from 92 to 95. Heisman Trophy winner in 1995. And then went on to play, let me see here. College Football Hall of Famer. First round with the Houston Oilers in 96 and was there his final year. Let's see. Okay, so 8 seasons. I stand corrected. 8 seasons. And he rushed for over 1,000 yards in 7 seasons of his 8 seasons with the franchise and had 64 total touchdowns. He played his final season of his career with the Dallas Cowboys before retiring in after the 2024 season. He finished his career with 10,441 rushing yards and 78 touchdowns. Look, and in a spectacular career. I'm bringing this up as a Black Excellence Report because we love seeing coaches continue, especially past players that we've all had highly respect for, continue to keep growing. Eddie George was one of those guys, because a lot of folks always say Deion Sanders changed the game for HBCU sports or HBCU, college football. Now, look, does one have a bigger impact public, public figure wise, right? Does one have more of a popularity impact? Yes, Deion Sanders, when it comes to hit between him and Eddie George, huge difference. One's two-time Super Bowl champ, successful sports analyst, reality TV star, this and that and the other. I mean, he changed the culture in sports and had a longer career in the NFL. And so I get it, right? He changed the game, he changed the culture. He had 2 winning seasons, championship seasons with Jackson State, then went on to coach now at Colorado, and he coached the last year's Heisman Trophy winner. Most likely him the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter, and his son Shadir will be first round draft picks, making that big money. So look, again, 2 different, but coming back to Eddie George, recently Eddie George, it was officially made public that he will be leaving Tennessee State to become the next head coach at Bowling Green State University. Says here that George and Bowling Green have agreed to terms for the former NFL running back. For the deal is for 5 years, and the Falcons were first into an early 2025 coaching search when their recent coach left to take an assistant coaching position with the Philadelphia Eagles. So a quote read by, I believe this is from Mr. Eddie George. He said, "I am overwhelmed with excitement and joy for the possibilities this opportunity holds. I'm also thrilled to be back in the great state of Ohio, where I played my college football career. I look forward to meeting the team, the coaches, everyone in the athletic department, and everyone in the BGSU and Bowling Green community." So once again, I just want to acknowledge and say, congrats to Eddie George. Job well done, sir. And really just well deserved. And I know he's gonna, kick butt with with Bowling Green. I know it'll be an adjustment. Obviously, your first season is always iffy, but I think he's gonna be doing a great job there. Let's go ahead, my friends, and digress from that. I want to discuss another story that I didn't have a chance to discuss on the last go round, and that was, I don't know if y'all have heard, but recently Stephen A. Smith, LeBron James had a bit of a confrontation, and really you can tell Stephen A. Smith ain't want no smoke, right? He did not want none of the smoke, but obviously LeBron had some words to share with him. And let me see if I can pull up the graphic, or at least a statement that was made from Stephen A. Smith, because obviously he acknowledged the issue of what had occurred. Let's go here. Okay, let's go ahead and let me play this, have this soundbite for you. Hold tight. There you go.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, my dad, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours. I had no intentions, Molly, of talking about this at all.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because it was a one-on-one, I wouldn't say a conversation, but it was a one-on-one confrontation. But then I wake up and everybody from ESPN and my agent and everybody else were sending me that this thing had gone viral. And so ultimately it was unavoidable. And that is why I have to discuss it now. That wasn't a basketball player confronting me. That was a parent. That was a father.
As a parent.
And I can't sit here and be angry or feel slighted by LeBron James in any way in that regard. By all accounts, he's obviously a wonderful family man and a wonderful father who cares very, very deeply about his son. And based on some of the comments that he had heard, or shall I say, I think he thought he heard, he clearly took exception to some of the things that he heard me say, and he confronted me about it. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have seen him and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside. Ari Emanuel, the head of William Morris Endeavor, one of the agencies that represents me, along with Larry David, was sitting courtside. I was with them for the game. And he walked right up to me and he said what he had to say. And apparently he feels like I was slighting his son. That was LeBron.
So, okay. So much to discuss right here, my friends. So much to discuss. So after the game, matter of fact, the Lakers had actually just beat my New York Knicks. I know, moment of silence. Okay. They just beat my Knicks. And after that game, LeBron came up to Stephen A. Smith and had those words that like what Stephen A. had shared, right? All right. Here's where I call BS in certain things. Stephen A. Smith is no fan favorite from professional athletes. From a professional athlete perspective, I'm no pro athlete, but I'm just saying pro athletes normally do not care for journalists that write about them, speak about them, good or negative, right? Specifically people like Stephen A. Smith, who's been known for being unfiltered, not holding back, very brash. Look, the man just signed a $100 million contract for what, 5 years with ESPN. So obviously the man, what he says is worth $20 million a year. Okay. Here's just some of the stuff. I look back at some of the history of Stephen A. Smith criticizing Bronny James, which is LeBron James' son. Okay. Says here that in recent weeks, he has questioned whether Bronny, who has struggled to make a significant impact in his first 13 games, has truly earned his minutes with the Lakers, or is it nepotism at its finest kind of thing? Let me tell you something. It is absolutely nepotism. Okay. Now, don't get me wrong. His son is still a rookie. His son, I think, did 1 year playing on the collegiate level. But here's my issue with it. His son is probably a hell of an athlete. Now, he's no LeBron. Let's be honest. He's not going to be a LeBron James. And if you kind of go back, a lot of children from professional athletes, whether it's football or basketball or baseball, you name it, they never gain the traction. They never gain the success like their parent. Okay. Gary Payton, phenomenal player. Now his son, he still has a he still holds a position in the NBA, right? He's went from team to team. He has a ring, I believe, with Golden State, but see his son's a hustler. Let's see here. Well, Michael Jordan's son tried it out with college. That didn't work out. Austin Rivers, phenomenal player, but probably not the credibility as his dad as a player. Now, a lot of folks can maybe, debate that. Mark Curry. Now, obviously, his son, or is it Dale Curry? No, Mark Curry. His son, Stephen Steph Curry, obviously one of the greatest players of our time at this moment. Now his son Seth, different. Now, LeBron James' son Bronny averaged like 4 points a game at UNC. 4 points average. He gets drafted in the NBA. He shows that okay, he's really choppy. Here's the thing, and people agree to disagree. I couldn't give a flying, you know what. LeBron James is the face of the NBA. Any accomplishment, anything that looks great under his belt or his history being made, they will love to continue to pour that into LeBron James. So why not make him the face of the first ever father-son duo in the NBA to play in the same game? Guess what? They did that. That was met. History, boom. And now off to developmental league. See, here's the thing. Bronny James, it could be in the developmental league full time. I think for me, seeing him on an active roster, I think is a bit much because just seeing his game style and this and the other, even seeing him dress out, I'm like, I think you need to stay really with the developmental league or build a career overseas. I think that's the main debate. That's the main issue that a lot of folks. It's hard to say it was Bronny good. Bronny, hell, I just let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Angel Reese, Angel Reese, of the WNBA, a phenomenal player, by the way. She, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. I thought did she say, was it her or I'm getting mixed up? Hold on. Well, she had initially, I wouldn't say criticize. Well, okay, so it's a lot of folks that are kind of backtracking their criticism. I know Jaylen Brown of the Celtics, Angel Reese, kind of pivots her response because she also was caught criticizing Bronny James. I mean, guys, stop lying because that's King James. Come on. Y'all grown, y'all successful, y'all got your. It's not hard to say he's just not that good. And for the record, Stephen A. Smith, that's what he does for a living. He's a journalist. All right. I know he wanted to be all kind and nice and this and that and the other, saying that I wasn't talking to a player. I was talking to a parent. And I have to really put Nobby. If that's the case, so LeBron, everybody's going to criticize your son. You're going to have words for them. Give me a break, LeBron. You already know for being one of the biggest whiners in the league. So now that just continues to add more fuel to the fire, add more ammo. You know what I mean? Like that's like what'd you expect when your son was going to get in the league? So now you got to play father all the time. Your son's grown. He can defend himself. He can defend himself, my friends. Says here that ESPN personality also has repeatedly pointed out Bronny's underwhelming stats, including his low scoring averages and shooting struggles, while acknowledging Bronny's defensive potential. Smith has insisted that his presence, on a NBA roster is more about his last name than his performance. Y'all, I'm sorry, but I agree with that. Now, like I said, hey, it's his rookie year. He could be a little rusty, but come on now. Come on. It's LeBron James' son. It's LeBron James' son. It's LeBron James' son. Let him grow in the developmental circuit and then see. But I just feel as though there's so many players that are much better than him that yes is getting kind of he's getting a different treatment compared to them. Different salary, different treatment. I mean, hey, that's just me. But obviously Stephen A. Smith talked about it on First Take, and it's so funny when he acts like he's not allowed to. Like, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but people contacted me, said it went viral, and then corporate spoke with corporate. They wanted me to. I knew I had to acknowledge it. I knew I had to. Bro, Stephen A, stop. We're not dumb. Of course, it went viral. You're courtside talking to the best player. The cameras are always on LeBron, and they're always on you too, because obviously you have a huge career that you have progressed in. Wherever Stephen A is, hey, they keep eyes on you, buddy. But at the end of the day, y'all, at the end of the day, I just want to say this: should Stephen A apologize to LeBron or his son? Hell no. Should LeBron apologize to Stephen A. Smith? Nah. Like I said, he did. I mean, he did that what every parent would do. I just think that it does not help your son's case, where it's like, okay, daddy gotta fight for you while you're in the league because they criticizing your state. Let your game style shut everybody up. Like, whatever hurt to I let my playing do the talking. Let your play do the talking. Until your play will shut people up, then guess what? They're gonna shut up, Bronny. They will stop talking. End of discussion. Moving on. Okay. What do we have next here on the chopping block? Let's keep it in sports. So this actually occurred is in my state of Virginia, and the sad thing is it was a local track star who was wrong for doing this. So I don't know if y'all heard, but high school track runner, this was, let me see what event they were doing here. They were doing the 4x200 relay. This was recently at a Virginia High School State. I don't know what the L stands for, but VHSL Class 3 State Indoor Track Championships in Virginia. And there's one girl who was from Portsmouth, Virginia, IC Norcom High School. So for all those who are listening or tuning into the show, and you happen to be in the Hampton Roads area or familiar with Hampton Roads, in Portsmouth, Virginia, one of the high schools, IC Norcom, they have amazing athletes that come out of that area. And so one young lady from there is seen whacking, I'm talking pop with the baton to her opponent's head, and the opponent collapses to the ground. She's like, and so obviously it went viral. I have messages from both parties on this, but I posted this video on my Instagram asking the public, hey, what's your take? Do you think this was intentional? Do you think it was an accident? Like what's happening here, y'all? What's happening? So let me go ahead and play this clip. This is actually from our local news out here in the Hampton Roads area. Wavy TV 10, our NBC affiliate. Let me go ahead and play that soundbite for you.
The family says they're telling their side of the story in reference to a shocking incident at a Virginia high school league indoor track meet that left one athlete allegedly injured after she claimed she was struck by a baton held by IC Norcom High School senior Alayla Everett. Everett spoke exclusively to 10 on Your Side's Markeisha Jackson, who brings us much more.
The young athlete in question says there's more to that video than meets the eye.
Everybody has feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right?
Alayla Everett is a decorated athlete and senior at IC Norcom High School. She would have never thought her trip to the Class 3 track and field state finals last Tuesday would take a drastic turn.
They're going off of one angle.
Alayla visibly emotional because of this video from the meet. This was a 4x200 meter relay race, and she and a Brookville High School athlete were rounding a curve on the track when they nearly collided with each other.
After a couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this, and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit.
It appears intentional, but Alayla says it was accidental.
But I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. I didn't have to see your first video, second video, 10th video. I know 100% that she won't do this to nobody.
Her parents outraged at the backlash. The IC Norcom relay team was disqualified, a ruling that a local USA track and field official finds questionable. He says a play-by-play look shows that the Brookville athlete was running closely to Alayla.
If a person comes up on the outside, they got to be a full stride ahead of me before they can cut in front of me.
The other family spoke with the news station in Roanoke asking for an apology from Alayla, something she wants to give, but she says the other athlete hasn't been receptive, blocking her on social media, and instead the Everett family was served with court papers.
And now we have to go to a city 3 hours away that everybody hates our guts already.
They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
VHSL says they are still reviewing the situation, and Portsmouth Public Schools says they will support whatever ruling comes from the league. Markeisha Jackson, 10 on your side.
Portsmouth family.
Now, okay. All right. So, fun fact about me, y'all. I ran track and field. Didn't go far, but but no, it was one of my favorite sports. I competed. I never did any relays. But close friends with them. I've watched so many relays. I've looked at this tape multiple times. Now, don't get me wrong, the official has a point as far as like having a long stride so that issues won't happen. Like, tripping over, it's easy to lose your footing if someone is very close knit to you, right? Now, depending on how her stride is, it's very, and look, this has been Gayle King from CBS News and so many others have said that doesn't look like an accidental hit to me. It looks very intentional. And I'm just like, whoa. And see, here's the thing. This involving high school kids. That one girl, she's getting, what about my mental? I'm sorry, I couldn't help but look, it's a lot. But the eye and the sky don't lie. The tape looks very suspicious, in my opinion. And it was one hit. It wasn't like she hit her multiple times. She said that, okay, she got caught up because she was already so close, so she's trying to get it back because it was stuck behind her, and then it went. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And because this is an ongoing lawsuit, I don't want to say too much, but it is a very suspicious incident. The interesting thing is, to my knowledge, the girl from IC Norcom never had a past of incidents like this. She is a winning athlete. Now, again, think about it, y'all. I don't know if this is her senior meet. I don't know if this is her junior meet. This is a state indoor championships. Every win, people will do so much for that win because, hey, that can give me a guaranteed scholarship from such and such. This and that. There's folks that are saying, hey, look, I'm trying to make it to the Olympics. I have so many, it's a lot of pressure. And then maybe that's what the girl was saying as far as mentally. Now, obviously, she's speaking her innocence and saying, hey, I didn't do it purposely. It was an accident. And everybody's now is attacking me on social media. This call me out. This is really a lot. And look, it is. But if you got a good attorney that can really, really, really defend you, for the official that said, he just said that the runner that had got hit should have had a longer stride. He never say was if it was an accident or not. His whole thing was the fact on the whole team getting, obviously disqualified for it. But hey, accidents do happen. But that baton is hard. That baton is not, right on the back of the head too. I don't know, Chief. I don't know. It's very, 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 very hard to call. But I've looked at the tape many times, and it looks, because you kind of see the girl kind of cocked back. I don't know. That's just me. It looks very, very suspicious in my opinion. It looks suspicious. But we will continue to follow up with this. Hopefully, this doesn't affect her future endeavors in track and field. As the city of Portsmouth and the school had said, hey, look, whatever the league states, we will abide by what their after their investigation. But not a good look for P-Town. I'll just say that. Not a good look for the IC Norcom either. Because Portsmouth can be a little sus, as far as culture wise. Out of the 7 cities, they always say, ooh, Portsmouth, because Portsmouth sometimes the crime is a bit intense on that neck of the woods, but it still has rich history there. They have the successful casino that's out there, and so yeah, but yeah, that happened, and I should hit up some of my homeboys from track and field to get their take on it, and I just might do that. I don't know, I just might do that. But let's see here. Let's go ahead and head to a commercial, so I can take a quick breather. And don't go anywhere, my friends. We have a lot more show for you. We come back after this commercial break. Welcome back, my friends. Welcome back. So, next up on the show, I don't know if y'all have heard, but Republicans have been pressing the mayor of DC, Mayor Bowser, as well as the council there, to remove the wording Black Lives Matter on Black Lives Matter Plaza in DC. Let me go ahead and bring up, bring up a graphic for you. And I'll read you this in context before I actually play some of the sound bites that we do have. Says here that the city erected its artwork in 2020 amid sweeping nationwide protests over the death of George Floyd, a black man killed by Minneapolis police. Now, Mayor Muriel Bowser announced plans to replace the mural after Republican lawmakers threatened to revoke millions of dollars in transportation funding for the capital city if this wasn't removed. Now, to me, that's a bit childish, because what harm, and I repeat, what harm does Black Lives Matter Plaza, what harm does it show? What harm does it show? I'm very curious. What harms does it show? Because here's the thing. DC alone has so much rich history where you get to learn from so many cultures. That's why they have a variety of museums. They have streets named after this person. Like, everything in DC should be about American history. Guess what? Black Lives Matters is a part of American history. People keep it bringing the organization together with the actual term and what it means. And that's why people always get offended. Well, really, all lives matter. Look what we're trying to tell you. We're not saying that your life is least important than my life. What I'm saying is, historically, Black lives were treated like crap. Okay. It wasn't until what? Juneteenth was in, what was it, in 60? Hold up. I gotta go back to my history. Time out. Juneteenth was 1860. but June 19, 1865, when you were officially the final enforcement of Emancipation Proclamation. So you were like literally officially ending of slavery. It says here, well, first time 1866. But the sad part is, y'all, we still to this day will see acts of racial discrimination. Yes, it's not like the civil rights era. Well, that says 1866, but really, I mean, come on. Civil rights era was way, way, way past then. All right. Way past then. There's folks that marched with Martin Luther King that are still alive to this day to share their story. There's people that are still alive from Black Wall Street who were attacked, who can remember that every single moment. So what I'm trying to tell you is we still have a lot of work to do. The fact that there is a street that has the wording Black Lives Matter, that's a sign of growth. But once again, somebody is just really building up his legacy of being known for the divider than the uniter. This is what I'm trying to tell you. There's a person in office right now that is pushing his agenda to say, hey, look, I want to be known for being the divider and not the uniter. And so recently to threaten a city to say, hey, look, first of all, transportation is the key thing that you need in DC. Folks, I mean, that work outside of the city rely on transportation. Everybody relies on transportation in DC. So you're going to take away the funding for that to keep a city thriving, to keep a city making its money, and say this, if you're not going to go from this, we're taking all your transportation funding. I mean, it's extremely sad. It says here that the move comes after Donald Trump and his fellow GOP leaders have widely targeted diversity efforts in the federal government, schools, private businesses, and more. At the Sun beat down recently, a crew around 7 men in yellow safety vests tore up pavement and uprooted black barricades, but surrounded the 50-foot wide artwork. Let's go ahead and play a little bit of this right here. So that right there, guys, is obviously the forklift that is drilling the ground, the concrete to dismantle those letters. Guess who posted that video on their social media? Hey, guess who posted it on his True Social or his X? I don't even know what freaking account it was. Oh yeah. You know, yours truly. Let me play the next clip.
I'll just spin for just a second, Les. You can see, remember the St. John's Church, the center of the riots and protests of the BLM in the summer of 2020. Obviously, this here is where they erected this Black Lives Matter Plaza and painted on the street. But as you mentioned, it's not just being painted over, John. It's being torn up. Let me show you. We've just watched hours of a jackhammer tearing up some bollards that lined the street. They had lights on them. This is where the word matter was. The next block, lives, in the next block, black. So these crews are out here actually tearing up the bollards to begin tearing the entire street up. It says it's going to take them days to do this because of the amount of work, but they're ultimately going to return this entire 16th Street back to just a paved road. No, nothing painted in here. No Black Lives Matter. I'll just spin for just a second.
Okay, so that right there was a reporter from Fox News that was on site. To read some of the from some of the natives, says here, sitting nearby on a nearby bench, a lady who was a former DC resident who moved back to the neighboring Arlington, Virginia, around 2 years ago, described the construction scene as somber. She's 55. She said she heard about the demolish on the morning news and needed to see it for herself, although disheartened, but the effort, Long said, she viewed the mural removal as part of a long moving process of change. A long moving process as change. She said, okay, she said black lives would matter regardless of yellow paint on the ground. Amen to that. She also says there was a movement and there's still going to be a movement. This is not the end of it. This is just somebody saying, hey, I don't like that symbol being there because they feel some kind of way about it. So let them have let them have it. See, that's the kind of effort that's going to continue to frustrate folks on the opposing side of this issue. Let's see. Trying to read from says here recently and I'm reading a quote here. It says we have ended the tyranny of so-called diversity, equity, and inclusion policies all across the entire federal government and indeed the private sector and our military, Trump said during his joint address to Congress, and our country will be woke no longer. I'm telling you, man, these talking points, these wording, man, I tell you, I love how they construe words and really like mix words and say they're this, but in reality it's not. It's just, again, I think it's quite laughable. Says here that I'm looking at my time, the mayor's chief of staff at the time says she wanted to make it abundantly clear the street belongs to the city and its residents. The plaza quickly became a symbol of defiance for Democrats against the Trump administration in a deep blue capital. No, it looks like nobody had responded to, as far as representative of the Black Lives Matter movement. No one has responded or request for comments about the mural demolition. DC chapter of Black Lives Matters have long criticized the artwork, calling it, okay, this is interesting. The DC chapter of Black Lives Matter has long criticized the artwork, calling in 2020 a performance distraction for real policy changes and alleging Bowser was not doing enough to help Black people in the city. Ooh, that's a conversation starter right there. And I'm like, man, why? Well, you know what? That's very true. I see accuracy in that, because, and that's why I don't know if you, the last comment I read a while back within this article, when the lady said the movement will still continue, the wording's not going to mean anything. So don't try to act like you done us a favor by just placing the letters on here, because guess what? That still doesn't mean that policy wise stuff has not been done. And for them to call out the mayor of the city of DC, which, hey, you have a homeless issue happening in DC. Causes. I mean, there's some issues happening in DC. So I'm glad that they're still keeping their elected officials' foot to the fire on that. But as I mentioned, yeah, no response to any of the from the local chapter or anybody from Black Lives Matter after that was happening. Let me go ahead. Okay, last 5 minutes. Let me go ahead and move away from this. Let me see if I have some time. I should. Let me. So, where is it? So, recently we had the censorship or censoring of Texas Congressman Al Green out of Texas. Out of Texas, Democrat, who was seen getting kicked out of the State of the Union address that Donald Trump had brought up. So some other folks had held paddles with wordings on it. Some people wore color in protest against him. Some folks just flat out started talking or just either walked out. Green was one of those ones that said, no, I got something to say, and y'all might not like it, but I really don't care. So let me go ahead and find you the clip of after they censored Congressman Green. There was folks that had got called out specifically in the Democratic Party because, okay, they're not supporting their own. 10 Democrats had supported the Republicans to censor Al Green. One of those guys one of those individuals was Congressman Tom Suozzi, of Democrat of New York, and this is what he had to say on Face the Nation, because he had responded on his reason why he had why he agreed, why he was a part of those 10 Democrats that voted to censor Al Green.
You take that vote against a fellow Democrat?
Because if it was a Republican doing the same thing to a Democratic president, I would have voted for that as well. And the bottom line is it was a strategic mistake on our behalf as well, because instead of talking about Social Security cuts and talking about Medicaid cuts and talking about Medicare and talking about the things that the president said in his speech that we disagree with, especially things like Ukraine or firing people in these different departments that make no sense whatsoever, we instead focused too much time on disruptive behavior and the conduct of the Democrats. That was a strategic mistake, as well as something that just is not appropriate for the decorum of the U.S. House of Representatives.
Was the message from Democratic leadership not clear then?
I think that it was pretty clear. I understood a clear message. Let's not make the story about us. Let's make the story about what President Trump says and how we disagree with it. And we squandered that opportunity.
Why did you take that?
So he said it right there. Strategic mistake. Okay, strategic mistake is what the Democratic Party is right now, is a strategic mistake. Because y'all suck strategy wise in almost everything at this point. Now with this guy saying, no, this is not what the position is, and this and that and the other. Let's just agree to disagree. Bump that, because right then and there, you're not listening to what the folks, Democratic voters are saying. Democratic voters saying, do something. And a lot of them are saying, I wish you would have walked out with him. So a lot of folks are on, if it was only 10 Democrats out of the majority of Democrats that's in office, don't you see that, okay, something's a bit wrong on that aspect? Now, what I do think could have been done is, hey, either you just don't show, or you just sit down and just never stand up, never clap, never show any remorse, or just sit down and chillax. But instead, you had one person that just said, I cannot keep my mouth shut. I got to say something. And he did. And he was escorted, and he doesn't regret any of it. Now, the only issue is the division happening within the party. If you are a party that is really, really trying to rebuild itself and grow, y'all need all hands on deck. And obviously, you see issues like with this Democratic congressman by saying what was wrong and this and that. Look, just go ahead and say, look, I was trying to save my position. I was trying to, you can't be nice in this level. You can't, it's not about being, respecting the position or this and that and the other. I just think we're long gone from that. If one guy doesn't show y'all any respect, why should you show him respect? That's how I look at it, my friends. But hey, who am I, right? Who am I? I'm just a regular old guy talking behind the mic in front of you, all the listeners and viewers out there, in front of a good number of supporters of the Arrington Gavin show. But again, I there's points where I can say, okay, the congressman might have a point as far as look, let's just can we all be professional, right? Everybody wants to be professional. But as I mentioned, you don't have a professional in leadership right now. The reason why he's in there is because his impact, because a lot of people voted on the outside kind of person, like they're not normal. He's not normal, and it's not normal. That's why people voted for him. But anyway, y'all, look, that's my time. Be sure to tune into the Arrington Gavin show Monday through Fridays, available on all digital and streaming platforms. I will see you next time, my friends. Peace and blessings. Y'all take care. I'm out.